Thanks for joining us. I'm Paula Evan with the WBZ News Update. Karen Reed has been cleared of murder and manslaughter charges in the death of John O'Keefe. The jury handed down that verdict yesterday, finding her guilty of only a lesser OUI charge. Reed cried and trembled in the courtroom as the verdict was read aloud. Jurors heard from dozens of witnesses over the course of several weeks as they tried to determine whether or not Reed hit and killed O'Keefe with her car.
No one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have and my team.
Deliberations lasted about 20 hours total. Reed was sentenced to 1-year probation. She still faces a civil lawsuit from the O'Keefe family. MassDOT's board of directors has approved a massive investment plan to try to help strengthen the state's transportation and infrastructure. This $18.5 billion capital investment plan will help guide the Healey administration on how to prioritize and fund transportation and infrastructure improvements across the state. It includes more than $1 billion each for the MBTA and the Cape Cod Bridge program, and another $1 billion to fund improvement projects led by local cities and towns. Today is Juneteenth, a holiday celebrating the day the final enslaved people in America learned they were free. There are a number of free events going on today, including a Juneteenth family program at the Concord Museum and an open house at the MFA. The Museum of the National Center of Afro-American Artists will be hosting a flag raising and observance program in Roxbury. In Beacon Hill, you can take a tour of Underground Railroad sites along the Black Heritage Trail, and the Natick Historical Society is hosting a reading of Frederick Douglass's What to a Slave is the 4th of July. There will also be a Juneteenth festival in Cambridge and a flag raising in Worcester. We also have high heat on the way today, as well as the possibility of storms. Alyssa Andrews, what's the forecast?
That's right. It is going to be super hot out there today, and it's already starting off warm this morning. Temperatures from the 70s rising into the 90s in the afternoon. On top of that, we've got a heat advisory out. That goes into effect at 11 a.m., and it's going to be all throughout the day, expecting heat index values rising to the triple digits. So that's why we're in a next weather alert. We have issued this for the high heat and humidity and the threat for severe storms into the late afternoon and early evening. The primary timing on that is going to be 6 to 10 p.m. tonight, and these storms are going to stay mainly west of I-495. So the first half of the day is going to be dry. We'll clear the clouds on out, and it'll be bright and sunny well into lunchtime. And now this is about the time we start to really ramp things up on the temperatures. We'll start to see some 90s popping up by 1 o'clock, and then we'll start to see the humidity really skyrocketing and getting those heat index values to the triple digits. And then as we head into the later portion of our afternoon, we'll start to see some storms firing up. Meanwhile, most of us along the coastline staying dry. These are going to be pretty isolated in nature as we begin the night, and then we'll start to see more scattered storm activity towards the evening hours on the tail end of this. We need the cold front to kick up and let these storms really cook, because throughout the day we're going to be heating up. It's going to be a very juiced up environment, so that we are looking at the severe storm threat to include some strong damaging winds possibly, and also some heavy rainfall coming in a short amount of time. 90s, a lot of 90s in the 7-day forecast. Summer solstice is tomorrow, and the heat is on after that. Next week, we flagged for a potential weather alert as highs go into the upper 90s by Tuesday, Paula.
Wow. Upper 90s?
Upper 90s.
All right, Alyssa, thanks. This has been a WBZ News Update. Have a great day. Stay cool.